welcome back to Living in the Go. So today I'm talking to you about the 7 levels of wealth. And you may have heard this before. I know I've done something about the different levels, but I want to emphasize this and talk a little bit more about it to give you more information around it, because I want you to feel the difference when you move from level to level. So I'll start with level 1. Again, there's 7. The first level is survival. So that means that money is basically controlling your life. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You can't pay all your bills. Sometimes you're struggling. You're trying to get it together, but you're in survival mode. You can't think beyond that. You certainly don't have any money to save, because every day is pretty much a struggle, because money has a hold of you. Money is controlling you at that point. If an emergency happens, it's going to take you completely out of here. So that's survival mode. So look at your situation and what you're doing right now and think, am I in survival mode? Or am I out of that? Or if you remember being in it, how it felt, and you don't want to be there again. So survival mode is number 1. The second one is stability. That means that you can pay all your bills. You have some small credit card debt because you can't pay everything, but you can pay most of your bills that you need to. Savings might be on hold still because you don't feel like necessarily you're making enough. So the answer to that would be maybe put some systems in place to help you. So paying bills automatically, getting them out first so that you don't use it on this indiscretionary things that you don't necessarily need that could hinder you in your progress. When you have credit card debt, you want to make sure you get the lowest interest rate possible, so you can call the creditors. This works like a charm, I promise you. You talk to somebody, say, what can you do? My rate is 25%. Can you drop it to 20%? If they can't give you an answer, ask for a supervisor, but keep going and keep trying. And if that doesn't work, if you get another credit card offer in the mail where they have 0 interest for 18 months, put that money over in that account and work it for those 18 months to get it down. But that's one way to handle that. So that's stability. That's number 2. Number 3 is security level. When you're in security, you can actually take a sigh of relief. You can breathe easy because you can look forward, meaning that certainly all your bills are being paid. Your debt is completely under control. You might have a mortgage, maybe some credit card debt for some big ticket items, but you are able to manage that and able to pay that successfully. So the answer to what you should be doing when you're in security mode is simple. Start making sure that you're investing at least 10% of your take-home pay, and make sure that you're funding your emergency fund. Those things will help you to stay in security level and help you to move up further, but that's security, number 3. Number 4, the 4th level is growth. So in growth, your wealth is building on itself. In other words, you have money maybe in your 401k or in the stock market, and compound interest is helping that to just grow. So it's growing on itself. That's a good thing. You want to increase your investments at this point. Maybe you were doing 10% before, but now you're in growth mode. So you want to bump it up maybe a percentage every year. So if you're at 10%, now you're at 11%. Next year, you're going to be at 12%, and on and on and on. Put as much money away as you can in growth mode. The 5th level is called freedom level. And that's like you have options. I call it, you have FU money. If you don't like the job, you're unhappy, you have enough money invested in your savings or whatever that you can walk away and look for something else that'll make you happier. But that is freedom. That is pure freedom when you have the options to do those kind of things. You can start a business. You can give more to charity. Maybe you can help some family members who are struggling, because everything that you have is good. And you're in that freedom mode where you can do exactly what you want. The next level is abundance. You start to really enjoy your money. You think about trips, and you don't think about how much it's going to cost. You think about where you're going to go. Again, giving to charity, maybe bigger contributions. Investing in things that mean something to you, that's important to you. You can do all of that. You don't question the price at a certain point when you're in abundance mode. If you see something and you really want it, you've been looking at it, you don't think, well, is this going to put me behind? Because no, it won't. You're in abundance. So if it costs $1,500, you're not going to bat an eye about it. You're going to go ahead and do it. And then the last one is legacy. Now, legacy, when you're in legacy mode, a legacy level, you're thinking about generational wealth. You're thinking about, I've accumulated all these things, I've made all this money. What am I going to do with it? Am I going to leave it to my children? Am I going to leave it to a charity? What am I going to do? What is that lasting legacy that I want to leave behind? And that's that last level. That's when you get to legacy. You want to, at that level also, what I think is important is to teach and mentor and grow other people. Help them on their path because they aren't clearly at where you are in the legacy. So impart that wisdom, share those things with them. And doing that, that increases your legacy because whatever you can leave behind to people, knowledge is power. Help people in that way, and that goes to your legacy. Things for your family, things that you want to leave, things that are enduring. It's when you're in the legacy level, which is the last level, level 7. So a little bit of information about the levels. Hope that helps. Think about where you are in your situation and think about, are you in that particular level? Have a great day, and I will talk with you soon.